Chef Joe Youkhan here with Western Hospitality. I want to show you our go-to spice blend that we use, from our consulting to our catering to all the properties that we manage. This is quite literally our go-to spice. It's super simple. We're just going to put everything in a large mixing bowl so that way we can whisk it up and have it all come together perfectly. We have 4 cups of our kosher salt here that goes straight into the mixing bowl. Then next up we have 1 cup of our ground black pepper. Next, we have our 1/2 cup of granulated garlic. Then we have 1/2 cup of our onion powder. You can also use granulated onion. Next up, we have is 1/4 cup of Italian dry spice. Lots of great different dried herbs in there. Next, we have smoked paprika. I love smoked paprika. I use this for almost everything. This is 1/8 of a cup or 2 tablespoons. And lastly, just to balance all the savory, here we have 1.5 tablespoons of brown sugar. Simply just gonna whisk it up. That's it. We have our go-to spice. You just wanna make sure that it's all homogeneous, that all the sugar breaks down in there, and then we combine it really well. And then we're going to take this mixture and we're going to put it into a mason jar or into some airtight container that you like for storage. Spices normally last really well for about 3 months. You can last up to 6 months. And then after that, you want to make sure you make it fresh. I also like to use my hands and get in here and break up all the little clumps of sugar. Hands are definitely the best tool in the kitchen, so don't be scared to get in there. I love storing my dry spices in a mason jar. It keeps it airtight. I get to kind of see what's in there. I also label it so I don't forget what's in there. But I just think it makes the kitchen look really beautiful. And I love to see those spices. And I like to use a large mouth mason jar, like one of these big ones, so I can like easily get a scooper in there and scoop out the seasonings whenever I need them. So I have them airtight. I have them decorating the kitchen. I pop the lid and I can get a scooper in there. So it's a win-win-win. I want to share with you today our Southwest adobo spice. This is absolutely amazing for anything that you want to cook with that kind of flair, Southwestern flair, Latin flair. We have here all the spices that we use. Is 15 different spices here. The critical thing is our dried chilies, right? So we're going to get into those, but we take our dried chilies, we toast them, and then we grind them fresh. This makes all the difference in the world whenever you're making a chili powder blend or whenever you're making a dry spice blend. So what we have here, to just run through the list of ingredients, is 2 cups of kosher salt, 1 cup of dried oregano. This is 1/2 cup each of cumin, coriander, ground fennel, mustard powder, and smoked paprika. This is 1/4 cup each of our pasilla chili, guajillo, mulatto, ancho, and chipotle. And then lastly, we also have 1/4 cup each of onion powder, garlic powder, and sugar. Just the sugar's there to balance out all these really wonderful ingredients. We're gonna take all of our Tuscan garlic spice ingredients and just simply incorporate into a large bowl that'll fit them all. So we're gonna start with our kosher salt, 2 cups. Our brown sugar, 1/2 cup. Our dehydrated onion, 6 tablespoons. Our granulated garlic, 6 tablespoons. Our 2 tablespoons of chili flakes. We have 1 tablespoon of our dried oregano. Our 2 tablespoons of ground black pepper. 1 tablespoon of Italian dry spice blend. We have our 6 tablespoons of dried rosemary. Next up is 2 tablespoons of porcini powder. Our citrus peel is a combination of orange and lemon, and this is going to be 6 tablespoons of that. We have 8 tablespoons of our dried fennel powder. And lastly, we have our dried coriander, 2 tablespoons. We're simply going to mix all these ingredients together till they're nice and homogeneous. I really like to get in there and just kind of break up the clumps, but also I'm just kind of smashing up that rosemary and that dehydrated onion. I just want to break it down a little bit more so it just becomes more of a part of the spice blend. I like the little chunks in there so you have those capricious bites of chili flake and onion and herb, but I don't want them too big. So I really like to take my time and just really kind of smash it in. You can use a coffee grinder or a mortar and pestle. I'm very tactile. I like to put some gloves on and just kind of get my hands in there and just kind of feel it and just crush up those spices. But you can see here it's still pretty clumpy, and that's exactly what we're looking for. Some thoroughly blended and some nice bigger chunks. We're gonna take all these wonderful spices of our Mediterranean spice blend and incorporate them into a bowl. We have here our 2 cups of kosher salt, our ½ cup of smoked paprika, ½ cup of ground cinnamon, our ½ cup of ground ginger. We have ½ cup of fenugreek, ½ cup of black pepper, ½ cup of ancho chili powder, ¼ cup of allspice, ¼ cup of garlic powder, ¼ cup of onion powder. We have 3 tablespoons of coriander, 3 tablespoons of cumin, 2 tablespoons of sugar just to round it all out, and lastly a tablespoon of clove. We're simply just going to incorporate all these ingredients together with a whisk. This spice blend is amazing on sweet potatoes and cauliflower, roasted onions, lamb, pork, chicken, fish, you name it, you just can't go wrong. Anything you want that Middle Eastern flair, this Mediterranean spice is definitely going to give it to you. If you like this recipe, please hit that like, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below. Let me know how this worked out for you and if you'd like to see some more of our signature spice blends.